What's up, friends? This is Manni, and today, for the first time ever, I'm gonna challenge the Doom Tower in today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. I've been showing this to you for years, but I've never been strong enough to deal with it myself. That has changed now, so let's kick some serious doors in and, well, slay some bosses. I'm really excited for this because I've been wanting to do the Doom Tower for so long, but I also knew I wasn't strong enough. You see, level 1 is where we're at. Yeah, let's go for it. Check out the enemies. They're level 120 immediately, and they look freaking powerful as heck. But we don't have to be level 20, we just have to be better. So let's put Diliana into the leader spot for the 33% aura of increased HP, and all the others behind her, and I'll show you those champions in just a minute. First though, I want to tell you, I was a little surprised to see the first two levels. They were not actually that difficult. The enemies have a lot of HP, but if you combine the right champions and you decrease their turn meter, they don't even get to do much. So yeah, it's just basically getting them killed pretty quickly. So the first two levels, not that big of a deal. But let me tell you, we're gonna get to the point where I'm no longer able to progress because it gets so freaking tough and difficult in the Doom Tower, which I knew it would be. Alright, but first, ladies and gents, make sure to use my link down in the description and pinned comment below, because as a new player, you can kickstart your progress with Vergus, a top 3 epic champion, and all these other goodies upon registration immediately. And once you reach level 25, you can get Rector Draft and another really awesome starting pack for you as well. So make sure to use the QR code link below. Game is for free, and download it and try it out, right? And secure yourself all those bonuses. So level 4, 5, 7, 8, I was able to do all of them relatively easily, but now we're coming towards the first boss. So this is the stage right before that, right? Finishing off the last remaining guys here in round 3 out of 3. Getting a lot of really amazing rewards, by the way. The Doom Tower is filled with awesome stuff that you can get. And speaking of awesome stuff you can get, this month Raid is hosting a special event where you can win up to $2,000 in prizes of gaming consoles, VR headsets, and Amazon gift cards. Just use my link down below to download Raid and visit wefinallyplayedit.clarion.com. Enter your ID here into this little field and then upload your own gameplay and vote for other players' gameplay. You can find your own ID here in the info tab on your profile, and then good luck winning stuff, right? So you see here my legendary champion Wither the Crowned, my support healer. Really amazing character. Then Nethril, also legendary I got over time. Very powerful because he can reset the enemy turn meter and stun them to reset them even further. Then we have Diliana, which is also one of the champions I got back in the days, and that's the rest of my team that we're using here. Okay, so let's keep on rocking. This is the first time I'm challenging a boss in the Doom Tower now. So first round out of 3, right? First boys are getting down pretty quickly here, with Nethril hitting everybody pretty hard with stuns and turn meter resets, so they don't even get the chance to fight. And then here we are, the first boss. We can actually get his feathers for defeating him and gather them more often than we want. You can also farm bosses multiple times and farm resources by doing that, and get yourself awesome champions in return. Yeah, so let's keep on winning, hopefully, right? This thing's already pretty powerful, but I feel like I can probably get a little further because I'm doing a decent amount of damage. My Wither the Crown to the right, my legendary healer, always adding passive continuous heal buffs to my party everywhere, and also has one emergency massive instant heal for the entire party ready when we drop too low on health, after removing all debuffs at the same time. For instance, a block heal debuff will first be removed and then the healing comes in. Really awesome. Then we have Tatura Rhymehide to the left, is my legendary with the wings, blocking debuffs from enemies and resetting turn meters, and also putting all my party, as you can see here, under a perfect veil. Basically they're cloaked, can't be attacked directly, and take minimum damage or less damage from area effects. So yeah, awesome team up here. We're getting the feathers and some energy for that defeat of that boss. So let's hop into the next stages, because there's a lot more. There are even some special stages, some secret rooms basically that you unlock, and they have different conditions. For example, this one here is Force Champions only, and that means I can only use 2 of my most powerful champions that I have fully equipped, right? The rest of them are not really equipped. They have almost no items and nothing inside. They're just level 40, but with no additional gear, so they're easily defeated by the enemy. But those two perfectly equipped champions, they can rock the boat. And I believe I could probably even beat the stage with just these two, which is in this case Deliana and Wither the Crowned as the healer. They, thanks to the fact that a healer is in there, can basically solo or duo the entire stage too. Of course, I filled the rest of the slots also with some of my other champions, but you know, those guys are just not really anything, really. But still good to have them with me to absorb and soak up some of the damage coming in at first, and then the other two will just do the rest, right? Deliana can do a decent amount of area effect damage, boosting HP, maximum HP, which, by the way, here Wither the Crowned uses, because all her heals basically are dependent on the maximum amount of HP of herself or of the champions that is getting healed. So that is why that is a good combination. So I was even able to clear out that secret room and get this secret room chest, which had components, if we will, or elements for Archmage Helmut. So, second boss, ladies and gents, are you ready for it? Let's go. Okay, you see, there's already a whole lot of different enemies waiting for us. They're getting more and more tanky. Their level has gone down. Remember, the first level had level 120 enemies, but these guys here are already way more powerful than the first ones we encountered in the first level. So the level of the enemies doesn't necessarily represent their strength. It's more like the champions themselves that they have, their aura, what they're using, and also the skills, of course, that they use. I've encountered some really mad powerful skills in the enemy team-ups here. For instance, a swap HP skill. Can you imagine? You drop him down to 10% HP and he just swaps his HP with one of your teammates' HPs. So he's back at full HP and one of your teammates is now down to 10%. That is crazy, but that's not in this stage, it's in the next ones. Let's first defeat this dragon boss here. Reminds me a little bit of Dark Souls bosses at that stage. Seriously, man. They're well designed, they look amazing, they have awesome abilities. In this case, you see, my whole party is under the Perfect Veil buff and can't be directly attacked, and even area effect damage are mitigated by 15% thanks to that buff. That is what Tatura Reimheit to my left, as the defense champion for my team out, is doing. And it's really good to have him in there. I do not have my my champion with me this time that provides the HP buffs or the shields, because I don't think I need the shields here. I rather want to go with some nice damage output, and I have two attack champions. One's Ninja, the legendary in the back, currently under his own Perfect Veil buff, and to the left you see Nethril with his scythe in his hand or something like this. I built Nethril for maximum speed, so that he can have his turn as often as possible and reset the enemy turn meter as often as possible and get the stuns in. I also use this team for arena PvP, and I have to say, without Nethril my team would be nothing. Nethril is carrying that team in PvP because he always gets the first turn due to his high speed, how I build him with the equipment. And then he immediately begins stunning the enemy team, and he follows up with decreasing the turn meter for them even further, so that the enemy has a hard time even getting their own turns out. Meanwhile, my team is also hammering into them, right? So really awesome style of play, and also very tactical how you can build your teams. And now we're arriving at boss number 3 in the Doom Tower, and spoiler alert, ladies and gents, this is where it stops for me. This is where I meet the end boss for me. I can't beat the spider, at least not in auto mode, because I have watched this battle play out many times, and I'm going to change the layout of my team to try and improve upon, you know, aura and certain other abilities. But I cannot defeat this spider because she will do so much damage with her poison buffs. She will attack multiple times, and I will not even be able to take the debuffs, the poison debuffs away every time she does it, right? Wither the Crowned to the right, my undead healer, she has the ability to take away debuffs, but not always. There is a cooldown on this ability, so I can't do it constantly. And you see, now we have so many poison debuffs on us, and now she needs to do the healing now with the debuff removal, but she can't because it's on cooldown, and so it's a real problem. That's what happens when you're running it in auto mode. Typically, I run all battles in auto mode, and I would like to do that also for the bosses, but I'm starting to think maybe I have to manually play this one. And see, now I put Underpriest Brogni into the leader spot so we can get some additional resistance for my entire party in the Doom Tower, which his special aura skill is. And I thought maybe I can resist the poison debuffs this way by having such high resistances. So that was my next attempt, right? Raid is all about putting you in front of a problem and then giving you the time to solve it, right? To build a different group composition that will solve that problem. For example, having debuffs on you. What can you do to prevent them? Maybe adding shield with Underpriest Brogni, or removing debuffs, which you can see right here. But truth be told, having Underpriest Brogni in the leader spot wasn't the solution. I would still get the poison debuffs. The resistance wasn't high enough. So now, as you can see, I put Tatura Rhymeheart in the leader spot to, instead of resistance, give my party an aura skill with more defense to take maybe less damage from certain buffs, but or hits. But I think that poison debuffs, they ignore defense values because they are dealing damage dependent on the maximum amount of health of the target, and so also that solution was not the right one. But I still wanted to do it in auto mode, and I I had to unfortunately realize that auto isn't going to cut it. So maybe this is going to be a next video where we really manual take down the spider, where I'm going to keep each ability ready for the right moment and right time and come up with a really good order of release, how do you say it? Like a cycle of abilities to be used in a certain order to come up victoriously. Because every time these little spiderlings attack me, and that's a big thing I learned from watching these battles, right? Because you play and then you watch what's happening and you're beginning to understand what's going wrong. Every time I attack with a mass area effect, I hit one of those spiders, but they have a counter attack buff on them. And when they counter attack, they heal the boss spider by 60,000 health every single time. So what I have to do is either instantly kill the little spiderlings, so they can't counterattack and heal the mama spider, or I need to use abilities that only focus hit the spider only, right? So that there is never a counterattack coming from those little spiderlings. And so I do know what I need to do. I just have to do it now. Anyways, use my QR code on screen, all the links down below, again, as a new player, to get yourself this starter pack with Vergus and this epic skill tome and resources upon registration. And once you hit level 25, even another one with Rector Draft. It's really good to start your play like this. And the game is fun, it's free to play. Why not give it a try? It even helps and supports me. So that is also a way how you can help me out, guys. Then come find me in the game under the name Manni-G. And yeah. Have fun in Teleria, my friends. See you around in the next video. Manni off. Bye-bye.